My life be like, yeah. My life be like, yeah.
Captain Alex Tupper. Commander Tim Nguyen. Sir Kieran Hill. Aurora Brennan Montgomery. Dr. Brett Lutz.
Hello, Commander Newman.
Hey, Captain Telfair.
How are you today?
Pretty good, how about you? It's good.
So tell me more about Halley's Comet.
Okay, well, Halley's Comet is a special comet because it is one of the only comets that visits Earth on a frequent basis.
How frequent?
It's every 70 to 75 years.
It's quite long.
Yeah.
Well, what is the temperature of Halley's Comet?
Halley's Comet is, well, it depends on where it is in the solar system, because if it's near the Sun, it's around 2061 degrees above Celsius. But if it's near Neptune, it's around negative 263.
Pretty cool.
Yes.
Well, what is Halley's Comet made of?
Well, it's made up of three things: a rock core, dust, and ice. Yes.
And I've heard there's a tail on it.
The tails on these comets is because as they near the Sun, the CO2 coming out of the ice lights up and makes a very long tail of cool lights.
I understand.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes.
Alright.
Alright, well, you have a good day.
You too. Live long and prosper.
Long and prosper.
Hey Tim.
Shut up and listen to my music.
Okay. Bye. Well, I guess no one's gonna talk to me, so I might as well just talk to myself. What should I talk about? GPS satellites and triangulating your coordinates, maybe? Sounds good. GPS stands for Global Positioning System. Pretty easy stuff right there. The satellite circles the Earth 12 hours at a time. Pretty similar to most. Some signals get to the receiver later than others because they're in different places. To tell the distance of the satellite to the receiver, you calculate the time the signal took to reach the receiver. The receiver finds its location by using triangulation. In order to do that, it needs 3 satellites and a 4th to find its height. The location is where the 3 satellites intersect. To find the distance from the receiver to the satellite, you could use this equation: distance equals speed of light times signal travel.
So, Captain Telfair,
Oh, hello, Commander.
how are we getting to this comet anyways?
Well, we're using our multi-stage rocket.
How does that work?
Okay, well, with our multi-stage rocket, it has an astounding 112,000 stages.
That's a lot of stages.
It is. And each stage consists of a fuel tank, oxidizer, and an engine.
What's oxidizers?
An oxidizer? Well, an oxidizer in that sort would be the fuel comes out of the fuel tank into the oxidizer, and when it's in the fuel tank, it's liquid, and then when it goes to the oxidizer, it changes it to gas, so then the engine can burn it.
So, how fast are we going anyways?
Roughly about 40,000 kilometers an hour.
Wow. But how long is it going to take us to get there?
Well, see, we have to meet it at Neptune, which is 4,498,252,900 kilometers away. So that would take us roughly 10 to 15 years.
10 years.
10 years, yes.
Wow, stuck on a ship for 10 years with a bunch of guys. Sounds like fun.
I'm a safety person, background Sir Kieran Hill, and some objects in space that are called space junk can be baseball-sized or bigger, which could easily kill or injure an astronaut's life. And space junk is becoming a big issue since that's because there are currently millions of space junk in the past 45 years of space travel, and some space junk, like speck of paint, could travel up to speeds of 17,500 miles per hour, and which could really damage a spacecraft you're in. The only way to reach space through rocket launch is through rocket launching, and the main fuel tank that launches you into space is only the part of the space shuttle that isn't reused. When you are in liftoffs, lots of loose parts on the spacecraft are banging vigorously against the spacecraft, which can cause damage to the spacecraft.
One of the very methods of being a doctor in space is how you are supposed to get oxygen. There are two methods. The most important of the two methods, the most important is electrolysis, in which you split carbon dioxide and oxygen into two separate forms. So thus you get oxygen for your space shuttle, because there's no oxygen in space, and without oxygen we would not live. Many ways we are able to get water in space is through using sweat. For instance, working out, taking a pee, getting urine. We mainly use purified urine to support our water system so we can stay healthy. Many food systems we use in space are most foods that you would find in grocery stores. We also rehydrate these foods so they never run out. We also can manually grow them on the space shuttle. There are many harmful chemicals that can be spread throughout the space shuttle. That is why we have charcoal filters filled throughout to keep the spaceship clean as possible, because there are many contagious germs throughout when in a spaceship with around 5 people for many years. And if any astronauts, any member of your crew with, say, a more important role, despite we all have important roles, got sick, this could jeopardize any crucial part of our mission, and we would be forced to return back home to Earth. You may not believe it, but many of the things we reuse in space is our solid waste. It is another thing that we use so the germs do not spread throughout by reusing it. One thing in space that many of the astronauts will probably get is SAS, Space Adaptation Syndrome. This is when your body and your bones become used to the weightlessness of this, and you can cause extreme pain to the body, which could make you possibly cry, which would be pretty embarrassing, especially if it was filmed. So we astronauts have workout systems based on our space shuttles. As you can see, our commander, Tim Newman, is on the treadmill exercising. This will prevent him from getting space adaptation syndrome, so his body will be in perfectly good condition. Astronauts have a specialized diet to prevent space death.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again? Do you ever feel so paper thin, like a house of cards?